Okay, so now another way of having a table or putting a table into your document is to actually take an Excel worksheet and copy and paste it in. All right, so I want to show you how we go about doing that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up an Excel workbook here. There we go. And this is, it's pretty much just a four-columned, if you want to think of it as a table, all right? And it goes, for a few rows here, all right? And so what I want to do is I want to get this into my report, into my document here, okay? So what we're going to do is we'll select all the way down like this. It's not too far. I don't have too much here. So about 113 rows of information, including the title row there. So now we go ahead and we do a right click on it and we hit copy. All right, and that's it. And then I'll just kind of get that out of there. Okay, so now we figure out where we want to put it. All right, so we're going to start maybe about right here. All right, and what I'll do actually, I'll open up a little spot here. We can put it, so this is where we want to have that go into. So we'll go ahead and we'll do a right click here. And there's a few ways you can paste this in. If we go with this first one here, it just says keep the source formatting. It pretty much just kind of looks like that. All right. And that's okay. We have this next one here where it says use the destination styles. In other words, use the same font and everything that's in this particular document. And that's great. This next one here allows you to do what the first one did, but also have it linked. So if later on the spreadsheet changes, the data here will change. That's pretty cool. And then this one here is the same as the second one was, where it will also not only give you the font, of the document, and that's what you have in there right now, you'll also have it linked, which is pretty cool. And what we'll do, I guess maybe we'll just do the standard, this one here without the linking, but that's something to keep in mind. So I'll click onto that. There we go. So now we'll go back up to the top here. See what we have here. So we've got quite a bit of tabling going on here. Now the more I look at it, I say, well, maybe using that font isn't going to be the greatest. It's a little bit kind of big and kind of bulky looking. So maybe what I'll do is I'll select the whole table, and I can do that by just clicking onto here. All right, that selects everything. And then what I'll do is I'll go back into the Home tab, go to my font area here, and I think I'm just going to go with the Arial or Calibri. Let's see here. I think maybe we'll go with the Arial. So there's the Arial. And then as far as the size goes, we can go ahead and hit the down A here, make it just a little bit smaller. And it is a little bit dark, so it almost looks like it's bold. So what I'll do is I'll go back in here and kind of lighten it up a little bit. All right, so I can go with any of these colors here, kind of hover over it, and maybe I'll go with this one here. And there we go. I guess that doesn't look too bad. So I think I'll make it just one shade darker there. That looks good there. All right. Now what I can also do is maybe select this whole thing up here and go back into the layout and maybe get this to be a little bit better orientated, not orientated, but aligned within the cells. They're all kind of like at the top of the cell. So I think what I'll do is I'll click on this guy right here, and that will kind of pull everything down a little bit. Okay, so now the other little thing that we can do here is that you'll notice how we've got a heading here, and I haven't really applied any kind of formatting here to this. So let's just try this first. Let's go ahead and we'll just kind of click anywhere in here, go back to the design, all right? And what we can do is we can come into here and figure on maybe some sort of a coloring arrangement we can do here. you know, with the background colors and all that. Maybe go with the maybe this light blue here. Yeah, we'll do that one there. So I click that. There we go. And I can actually maybe just take this row here and go back into my layout here and make that kind of go kind of more center like that. And maybe even give it a different color for the font. Right now it's a little dark there. And we need maybe a little contrast here, so we can go maybe with a white. We can do something like that. That might look good. Now the other thing I want to do here is when we look at the first, you know, page here, the first, you know, part of the table here, we got our heading here. But when we look at the other pages here, they don't have the heading on there. So for, you know, down here, it'd be kind of maybe nice, you know, for the reader to be able to look at and say, oh, that's, you know, that's such and such column, whatever it is. So how can we make that happen? So what we'll do is we'll go onto our header row here, just saying we're on it. We go back into layout, and you'll see over here something called repeat header row. So I click onto that, and that will then repeat on all the pages. So there we go on that one, and if I scroll down here a little bit, there they are again. So pretty easy thing to do there. Now another thing that's kind of bugging me, remember earlier when I had selected the whole table just like that, and I'd gone into layout, and I said I want to get everything to be centered, you know, between the top and bottom, still lined up on the left, but centered between the top and bottom. I had gone in there and I had clicked onto this one here, and, you know, that was it. I didn't really look at it closely. I'm going, that doesn't look right. So the problem is that because I've selected the whole table, including this first header row here, it's kind of throwing it off a little bit. So what I need to do is forget about selecting this, but select just, you know, the data, you know, starting with the second row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select the whole table here, just all the way down like that. Pretty easy to do, just like that. And at this point then, I'm going to go ahead and center it, and it should be, I guess it's, because normally it looks like this, it's up like that, so we're going to put it right there, and click it, and there we go. See, so now we've got a little bit better look to it. It's more kind of centered in there. Now what I can also do is take this column here. Now all the numbers here are all the same width, so it might be kind of nice to maybe center those. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to kind of hover over the top here and click onto it, and that basically then selects the entire column all the way through the whole table there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is go back into the layout here, and we're going to tell it that we want to make this in essence centered. So we're going to click onto this guy right here, and that pulls it all over just like that. All right, and I think that's it for that part. Now the next thing I want to show you are the dates that we have on the side here. All of the data here is all out of order. It's pretty much in a random order. What I want to do is sort all the rows by the order date. All right, very easy thing to do. What we're going to do is we're going to click onto, you can click anywhere in the table, but make sure you're in there. And then what we'll do is we're going to go back into the layout tab, and we have this thing here called sort. All right, so we click onto that, and this comes up. It pretty much then selects the whole table, and then it says, what do you want to sort by? And I say, okay, well, I want to sort by order date. So I'll click onto that. It's already in that. So I want to do it by that, and we're going to do it in ascending order. So from the oldest to the newest. So that's it. So not much to do here. So we hit OK on that, and there it rearranges everything. That's pretty cool. Now another thought could be that we could sort it by the rep and then by product. So we can actually go back here, while we're in the table here, go back into your layout and then go to your sort. In this case, we'll say we want to do it first of all by sales rep, and then within sales rep by product. All right, just like that. So we do that, hit OK. There we go. That's also a nice listing as well, because there you can actually see how much the each of the reps, and then you can see what they sold in different products on different dates there. Okay, so now one last thing I can do is, if you look at the very bottom here, what I'd like to do is have another row in here that will add up all these numbers, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the very last cell here, and I'm going to hit my tab key, and when I do that, look at this, it actually gives me a new row. That's pretty neat. So keep that one in mind as well when you're putting together your tables. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back over here to layout, or actually, I'm sorry, to design. I'm going to tell it that I want to do a total row, just like that. And I'm only picking that because I want to have it to look a little bit different, where it gives you like the double lines there. I don't have to do total row in order to get to calculate. It's just I did that to get a little bit different formatting there. Then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just kind of pull this down a little bit like that. I'll go ahead and maybe merge this. I'll take that. I'll go back into layout here, and I'll merge the cells. And then right here, I'll type in something like grand total, all sales, something like that. Now, what I can do with that one is I can put it in the center like that. I can line it up on the right-hand side. And if I got it on the right-hand side, maybe I'll put a little colon in there. Now, here's the big one. So I'll go to here, tell it that I want to go to layout, go over here to formula, and I'll tell it I want to sum above, and the formatting I want it to just be just comma. Well, maybe we could actually do the dollar symbols. Maybe we'll do that one. We'll do the dollar symbol, and then we'll get rid of that stuff there. So we don't need any decimal places in there, so we'll just do that. And go ahead and hit OK. There we go. We might have to go in there and make the column just a little bit wider. So we can actually go here and pull that back a little bit like that. And there we go. So we got a great little table displaying all the data in our little report here. So I appreciate you watching the video. Hope this helps you a little bit. Take care.